Hello, Abuja, and welcome to your favorite show, Abuja Today on AGTV. I'm Jetro Ilya. Like we do on this program, we take a look at activities and happenings within and around the Federal Capital Territory, the seat of power. Yes, we'd like to congratulate once again President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who have been sworn in as the President of Nigeria. Yes, of course, he has an agenda to run the nation. We've seen various appointments he has made, and of course, Nigerians are some are beginning to commend him for the appointments he has made so far, and we hope he continues in the light in that line where things will get better and keep improving for the common man of Nigeria. On the program today, we're talking about FCT in the sense that this is the seat of power. The issue of whether FCT is state or not have been laid to rest by Supreme Court, and the president has come to stay. Now it's time for governance. Of course, for peace to reign, there must be justice, fairness, and equity. The people of Abuja have for so long kept protesting for inclusion, for, of course, fair treatment as it regards government policies and appointment. On this show today, we have Lawrence Bitrus Gariki, who will be talking to us. Of course, he was more like a face of the APC during the campaign of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the just concluded 2023 presidential election. Lawrence, good morning.
Good morning, Jetro.
Welcome.
Good to have you.
How are you doing?
Thank you very much.
I'd like to congratulate you for your victory at the election.
Oh, congratulate the people of
The people of-
Nigeria and
okay.
also the people of FCT
FCT.
as well.
All right, tell us. Let's start from Nigeria as a whole. What does you went around? You went about the FCT campaigning for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and favorably, God has given you guys victory. He's been sworn in. What does this government hold for Nigerians?
Oh, yes. It holds hope, like we said. We said we campaign for renewed hope, but right now, what I would tell Nigerians is that hope has actually been renewed. Reason
Okay.
because a people without hope are doomed. Right now, we are seeing the ties are actually changing, numbers are changing, figures are changing. The optimism of Nigerians are actually changing as well, which is a very good place to start. And then, importantly, there seem to be a shift, a paradigm shift.
Okay. In what
especially with
sense?
A paradigm shift in times of believing in the nation, and having
Nigeria.
yes. Right now, we all are beginning to get the sense of belonging, and also the sense of what it means to have.
Was it different before now?
Of course, it was different. It was different.
How do you mean?
Starting from the inaugural speech.
Yes.
When you read that speech, I had my team analyze that speech bit by bit. And then you could see a clear direction, sincerity of purpose. You could see boldness, profoundness in planning, in ideas, in what needs to be done. You know, when you have a new leadership, it is important that you communicate a vision that is so clear
To your followers.
so that they can key in. And that is what we
And
saw.
help you run the
and help
policy.
you run it. So because that is what we actually saw. The president have started in a very good light.
Yeah, of
Good
course.
light by means of
A lot of persons have
communicating
said that.
what exactly his government is going to do. Talk about employment. Talk about some of the burning issues around the subsidy.
The
Talk
issue of
about the
security,
economy.
very key.
Issue of security was also tackled in there.
Okay.
And you can see, even with the recent appointment of the service chief, you can see how the distribution of position cutting across the regions reflected in the appointment.
Okay.
So, for more than anything, everything I would say is that the president has given us a roadmap, and which is what we actually need as a people.
Okay.
Because you need to know the direction your government is heading so that you can key into. Unlike before, when we don't know which direction the government is going, where their policies are actually going. Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
So now we see where the direction of the government is going,
And
so
then
people can readily
know
align.
what to do.
Exactly. The stock exchange, the banks, everything is actually changing, and there's improvement in many sectors. Investors are now coming in.
We hope this get better.
Yeah.
We hope this get better. Okay, Len, talking about FCT, where you were situated, where you are focused in your campaign for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu then and before the election. Now, you've been part of agitation for inclusion. I'd like you to, in a second, tell us what is it that the FCT natives want or need from this government.
Of course, the issues around FCT are not alien issues. They are issues that have actually happened in several other parts of the country.
Okay.
But why I was very more excited about this and campaigning for Bola Ahmed Tinubu was because he has faced similar situation with the people of FCT. You can recall, for history, that the Federal Capital Territory was originally in Lagos before it moved in here.
Down to Abuja.
And our president is also from a minority tribe, like we in the FCT are also considered minority tribe.
Okay.
So it therefore means that a Federal Capital Territory has been there before, and we've seen what Lagos has become today. And him sitting in the arms of power, being the commander-in-chief right now, understands what he has faced within a state and can be able to replicate same strategies within the FCT here. So he understands our plight. He understands the issue around our cultural extinction.
Okay.
He understands the plight of lack of representation.
Okay.
He also understands the plight of lack of government structures and also the tiers of government and powers. Now, during his time, he created additional local government, which is something we are also yearning for in FCT. So he understands this. So by default, by nature of him, by default, he readily understands this issue. So when we are speaking to him, we're going to be speaking to him in a way that he can also relate.
Okay. Now, talking about tier of government, we have a federal government, and there are state government and then local government. In Abuja, you have just two. The area council, which serves as the local government, and the federal government. There's a bridge that has been cut off there, which is the state government, the second-tier government. Some have argued that this is FCT, and you can't have a president sitting and a governor sitting in the same territory.
Mm-hmm.
How do you clarify this?
Oh, yes.
Owing to your agitation for a second-tier government.
Of course. The truth is, you need to recognize that FCT have a landmass that is bigger than a lot of other states.
Okay.
That is one.
Okay.
By population, FCT have a population, a population that is as equivalent as the population in Kano and many of the big states, because there is literally every civilization in the world that domicile in FCT
in Abuja.
here, right?
Yeah.
So now, and you look at it critically from the point of critical thinking and structure.
Okay.
How many percentage of this land that does the government really need to discharge their duties?
Okay.
And they're considering the number of people that they have to deal with.
Okay.
So the issue of FCT state status is FCT is actually a state.
In
because
law
you are not
in law.
Yeah, in law it is. You can't say
it cannot be
implemented. So you can't say there is an active population of over 2 million people.
Yes.
Do you understand? That are rendered stateless.
That as others goes to their state for whatever reason,
do you understand?
You don't have any way to go to.
It is a disadvantage to the government, and it doesn't.
But you have a minister of the FCT.
We have a minister. Did we elect him?
But
can you call him to order?
The Constitution says that he acts as the governor on behalf of the president.
Listen to your word. He acts as the governor.
That's what
it's
in the Constitution.
What is attainable? What is obtainable in other states? When your governor goes contrary to what you have, what the people want.
Yes.
You go through your state assembly, and the governor can possibly be impeached.
But we have area councillors.
Their powers are limited.
Okay.
They are very, very limited. They are also like local governments in other states.
So what you are saying in essence is that there's a need for
a second-tier government. Which is?
Now, if that is done, how do you balance a second-tier government with a minister?
So they've been a lot of proposals. Do you understand? Okay. Other states gets minister, and there's a governor in that state.
Okay.
Minister of different.
No,
do you understand?
There are 2 points here.
So that
a minister from the FCT is a different thing, which you're also agitating for.
Yeah.
And there's a minister of FCT.
Of FCT.
Now, if a second-tier government is given to FCT, where there will be either a governor or whatever you call it, then you now have a minister of FCT.
So the question
and then
is,
you also have a minister from FCT that will be nominated among you.
The minister of FCT title should be changed because it's a thing of title. The minister of FCT could probably be the minister, just like NDDC, Niger Delta Development Commission.
Okay.
Do you understand? Are we going to be more concerned about the fact that a people are disenfranchised and cut off
from a system?
From a system or a title?
Yes, but by default, FCT, like you said, in the constitution is a state. On paper is a state, but on ground is not.
Therefore,
right?
let me help you. There have been several proposals that have been brought forth. They're saying FCT is over 8,000 square kilometers.
Yes.
And there is a proposal that 3,000 should be the Federal Capital Territory.
Okay.
Why 5,000 should be the Federal Capital City.
Okay. The FCC for the 3,000.
For the and
5,000 for the FCT.
Yes.
Okay.
So that proposal has been brought forth.
What difference does that make?
No, the difference is that people can now have who they can democratically elect as be it a governor, be it a mayor. Do you understand?
But is a mayor not supposed to serve within the city center of the federal capital city?
This is all about dichotomy. It's a structural thing.
Okay.
Do you understand?
An application.
It's an application. All these terms that we are using, we readily know that what the people are actually asking for is a sense of representation and a sense of belonging. This is what we are asking. Use any language you want to use. This is what we are saying. There is an active population of over 2 million people who do not have a state. Who their place is recognized. They are recognized as FCT is recognized as a place, but not as a place people come from. Meanwhile, originally they come from here. Then there are an active population of over 2 million people that have to, if they have to fill forms and there's a calling for state of origin, they have to choose other states, which is a false declaration.
That is deprivatization.
False declaration because they are actually lying.
They are not from there.
They are not from there. They are actually lying.
It's also a criminal offense. All right, let's get going. Talking about FCT agitation, we can't achieve all of this. You guys can't achieve all of this at once. What is on the table with the new president? What, first and foremost, do you want President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to do for the FCT people?
Importantly, recognition that can bring representation.
Okay.
We have one of the highest governing body, which is the highest council in the country.
Okay.
Which is the president cabinet, which is the Federal Executive Council. This is a table where key decisions that are made. We want that first. If a minister, yes, we want a minister.
Should it be a minister that will serve as FCT minister or a minister from
not necessarily
the inhabitants?
A minister.
Don't you want that?
An FCT minister, an original inhabitant.
Yes.
Do you understand? Because an original inhabitant of FCT, which means somebody who is our own that can take the plight or the plea of our people to the table that actually matters. Because that table matters.
A lot.
That is the table that changes everything at the swing of our eye. Do you understand what I mean? So that is the table we also need to be in. And by the Constitution also gives room that every state must have what? A representation in that cabinet.
Okay.
So if FCT does not have, what is the problem?
I think I'm getting your point. Now, if FCT is a state, as just I think in a Supreme Court judgment recently that says that FCT is a state, then that means, first and foremost, there need to be a nomination from FCT for a ministerial appointment.
Of course.
Whether a minister of whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Now, going forward, if that is done, how do you think this place called the FCT will operate? Because you can't have, I feel you can't have two ministers in the place, FC minister and a minister from FCT.
Yeah.
How do they operate?
So that's why I tell you, this is a clear thing of dichotomy. in terms of areas of jurisdictions
Okay.
and roles
Beautiful.
and responsibilities, isn't
Okay.
it? That is what we are. This is what this is all about.
Okay.
So for us, of course, we know there are two ministers in FCT. There is the senior minister and also the minister of state.
Okay.
Right? So what we are actually asking for is that one should be a native.
Okay.
Not necessarily an FCT minister or the FCT minister of state, but let us be recognized first as a people, so that constitution that comes from here, so that the constitutional backing that mandate the president to appoint each member in every state, we also would have one person constitutionally in his cabinet. We don't care what minister he wants to give him. Could be minister of waste management or dustbin, anything. But what we are saying, they should be, because it is an entitlement
that should be given.
So that is a great place to start, because once we have that, from that point of view, he can sit with his colleagues and make logical analysis and logical recommendations.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay. Now, you championed FCT campaigns for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I covered some of your cover some of your activities, and I'm sure you must have, before embarking on campaigning for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then I'm sure you must have had some sittings where campaign promises must have been made to you. Now, do you think all of these promises or any of them is achievable in the shortest period of time?
Oh yes, why not? We've not made any negotiation or demanded anything that is not obtainable, or that is unjust, or that is alien. We've basically asked for things that are supposed to be merited to us.
Can you give us a list of those things you put on the table?
What else do we have? The same things we've been talking. We want a representation in the Federal Executive Council.
That's one.
We're asking for an additional
area councils?
Not additional area council, senatorial district. We're asking for more federal constituencies. We're asking for additional area councils.
Okay.
And we are also asking that please, the issues around FCT are too big.
Okay.
For a department called Department of Resettlement and Compensation to handle.
Okay.
Because we have a lot of land issues and all of this as a result of the influx of people in FCT. Okay. We're asking that let there be a commission dedicated to handling every issue that has to do with the original inhabitants in FCT. Okay. And we are asking for a commission which is an Abuja Original Inhabitant Development Commission.
Okay.
Where it can be exclusively focused on our issues, just like we have the NDDC and the Northeast Development Commission as well.
Okay. And then let me add to you on the issue of second-tier government. Now, I think at this point, I beg to be corrected.
Yeah.
Are you focusing more on the issue of ministerial appointment, or you are starting from the back?
At this point, we're putting all chairs on the table. We've put our demands out.
Okay.
Which is most convenient and which is most favorable for the government to actually do. All these demands are important. Each of them are important as every other one. But first, a recognition of the people
as a state. Which would translate to at least
having a ministerial appointment. First, that is the root cause of our problem, because it is as if we are foreigners.
Okay, aside you in the APC, are there other persons that champion the Bola Ahmed Tinubu agenda in FCT? And is there anyone that you people are putting forward in case the president decides to say, I want to give you a minister?
Oh yes, why not?
Who's
the people can only take a stand when they stand together. Okay. The truth is, we know who brought the message of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the limelight in FCT. He's no other person than Honorable Zafani Ajisalo. He was the person Bola Ahmed Tinubu entrusted his vision to carry his message, just like in the Bible we had John the Baptist. The message of Bola Ahmed Tinubu was entrusted in the hands of Honorable Zafani Ajisalo, who took the message round to 17 chiefdoms and across the 6 area councils of FCT. He made us understood what Bola Ahmed Tinubu's vision is for the people of FCT.
Okay.
He has communicated his vision so clearly. And you can see that for the very first time, APC as a party has a record-breaking record in the elections.
Okay.
We've never got such amount of vote before since the inception of this state.
Wow.
So that credit goes to him. And also, not to sound our own trumpet again, we as well, we made it so comfortable for the youth to come out
to
and
vote.
speak for the party. There was a time when he feel like anybody who speaks for the APC is not speaking the language of Nigerians. We came out and we took all of the risks and went in.
Of course.
And took the bull by the horn and said, this is the people who will have us and adhere to our plight because they understand us and would listen to us.
All right. We hope that is done by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu by appointing a minister from the FCT. And of course, like you've recommended, Honorable Zafania Jisalu. Of course, we wish him all the best. Thank you, Lawrence, for coming.
Thank
we
you
hope
very
to have
much.
you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jetro.
That is how far we can go for today on the program. We hope you enjoyed your time with us. Please stay tuned as we bring to you more programs. I'm Jetro Ilya. Bye for now.